Hello. My name is Wendy. And I'm a... Go on, dear. You can say it. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm a scrapaholic. And it's been 57 hours and 21 minutes since I last scrapped. And I'm feeling very, go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. You can do it. And I want to be a junk journaler. I really want to be a junk journaler. Please, please help me. We've got you. You're doing good. Keep going. Okay. All fun aside, I do want to be a junk journaler. I have been watching a lot of YouTube and getting ideas as to why this is so hard for me. Because other people, it seems to be quite easy. Oh, by the way, I should let you know. Oh, I gotta show you this. I got mail. Look at this. It came in an Amazon box, and I didn't even pay for it. Isn't that exciting? Oh, this is really wonderful. Oh, maybe I could be a junk journaler, huh? Maybe there's hope for me yet. Well, I want to work on the cover for this book, and I'm going to, in true junk journaling fashion, I'm going to use a ruler to cut this. Watch this. Ta-da! So I am going to measure. I do want to keep the little golden book spine, even though I love Mickey. I love you, Mickey. Goodbye. You are going. Sorry. So 6. I'm going to make it 7 inches because I want to tuck it under. And I'm going to make this, oh, let's see. I might make it, how big is this? Let's see how big this is. Because that might be, well, that's plenty big. I may have to cut some of that off. But we're going to start with the 7 inches. So, I'm just going to go roughly 7 inches, right? Because I'm going to be free. I am free. I am free. Well, one of the things that I'm learning that makes it more difficult, it seems, for me to be able to embrace junk journaling, hold on, voila, is that I'm having a hard time letting go. See, I want to be in control of, well, everything, I guess. I want to be in control of what pages come up each time that ooh, this, by the way, this is like perfect. But what pages show up in my journal. So like, well, with scrapbooking, I pick my photos, and I'm still going to do this. I'm not saying I'm stopping, because I'm sure not. But I pick my photos out, and then I choose my background paper, and I may audition multiple items before I'm done. And then I'm definitely going to want to cut this. But let's see how, let me fold it and see how this is going. And then I will, choose embellishments and everything that go with it. So in junk journaling, I mean, if you're going to do it, well, I guess there's as many ways of junk journaling as there are people. Let's just put it that way. And I'm even going to say each journal I make may be uniquely different, right? Because who knows? All right. But, okay, oh, this is good. We'll start with this. But what I'm afraid of is that I will make my journal, and I'll put all my signatures in, and then the color page that I want won't come up, or the type of page that I want won't be where I want it, right? I mean, let's see. I think I want to leave a little bit to wrap around on the top. So I'm just going to cut. This I'm going to leave straight. This I'm going to cut. So much for freedom, right? But one of the things that's just kind of getting to me is that I don't feel like I am in control of like what paper is going to pop up when I, if I want a brown piece of paper or or a white piece of paper or whatever, you know, if I've already got them sewn in. And I have asked several junk journalers who are experienced at this. Some say don't sew them in. Don't start out like that. Some say don't bother sewing them in until you're done. And I've definitely done that. Some say just put like an elastic around it so that you can take the paper out and put it right back in. Which, okay, this is just me. I'm not trying to be critical of that because, you know, if that works for them, that's fabulous. But for me, that doesn't seem to be a whole lot different from doing that or just not. What am I doing wrong here? Or just not sewing them in to begin with at all. So it is either to sew first or not to sew. That is the question. Well, I have decided, and I've thought way too much on this, I'm sure, that I am going to call this play. And it's all play, right? I mean, first of all, the reason that we do these kinds of things, art or any kind of an expression, and it can come with fabric, it can come with paper, it can come with paint, it can come with whatever, right? We do it to not only express ourselves, but to release endorphins so that we get in that happy place. But, you know, I mean, it's also kind of therapeutic, right? I mean, it's like enjoyable. So if it's enjoyable and it's therapeutic, then we should be doing it because we enjoy it. And okay, the point is I should not be so hung up on the fact that junk journaling seems to have a lot different rules than scrapbooking. You know, like acid paper and all that. So this is where I'm at. Now, I do have to make a decision before I glue this down. I just about started gluing it down, and then I remembered I have a choice to make. So here is my choice that I need to make. And I've decided, I am not going to take nearly so long on my choices as I used to. So, do I want to accentuate this lovely wrinkledness, or do I not? So I'm gonna audition some of my browns here. I know I don't want the really darkest ones. Let's see. Let me move this out of the way before I get this all over my fabric. So I'm gonna crinkle this up just so I get a better idea. So this is antique linen. Oh, wow. Okay, I think I already found my winner, but let's see. Let's go try frayed burlap. No, I like antique linen better. And I'm going to try, still like antique linen better. I think that's the winner. I think that's it. I'm only going to give myself 3 choices because I really have a whole lot more that I could make. And we will start with antique linen. So I am going to accentuate this, and I might even, which side is more crinkled? This side is more crinkled, so I will change my folds to go this way. But, so this side seems to be a little more crinkled up. So, and this was something that Tim Holtz actually, I was watching a video from a while back, and he said this is what he started out doing. In fact, if you look at the cap, see how it looks like it's crinkled and then ink added to it? That's where he kind of started. He said that he would crinkle. Oh, he talked all about how he started at Ben Franklin's and he went on Carol Duvall's show. I mean, he talked about all of that. It was fabulous. I wish I knew which one. I may have to ask some of his... I know people, barely, almost not at all, but I am a Tim Holtz addict, right? So anyway, this is where he started, and then he would iron it flat. And I think I will iron it flat. I cannot remember if I got this in the the iron department because it's a travel iron, or in the craft department. But I got it at Walmart. I know I got it at Walmart because I was working there at the time. I am retired. So this is what he said he kind of started. He would crinkle a tag, and then he would iron it, and he would go to craft shows and say, look, this was his story that he told. So, you know, I don't know that firsthand. I've never met him. But, you know, one of the wonderful blessings, there aren't many. No, there are a few. But from COVID, one of the things that totally changed everything with COVID is that YouTube became a bigger thing. And, you know, when you normally would get on an airplane and fly somewhere so that you can take a lesson from Tim Holtz, now all you have to do is tune in on almost any given Saturday. Not everyone, but he has timholtz.com, by the way. And I don't work for him. I'm not one of his makers, but I enjoy watching. Let me unplug this. Watching his tutorials and his makers. The men and women who make crafts for him are absolutely spectacular. Oh, they're wonderful, wonderful, talented people. So I'm going to let that cool off while I redo this. Now I have a thought in my head, and once again, in true not junk journaler fashion, I was stressing on how to get this point across. How to make my idea become reality. And my first thing was I wanted to put it on brown paper. We are gluing down. I think it will look better. I think it will go better on, you know, this harder surface, because this paper really isn't, doesn't have a lot of oomph to it. It's just packaging paper. But I gotta tell you, I wish everybody sent me something with this kind of paper. I have a special Christmas gift I have to wrap for a friend. And I'm thinking about using brown paper. I love the whole image of brown paper packages tied up with string, you know, like from Sound of Music. I like that. Of course, one of my other absolute favorite little sayings is faith and trust and pixie dust, because my name is Wendy and I like to go to Neverland. Think of most wonderful thing. It's the same as having wings. Okay, sorry. I broke into song just then, sorry. Now, I guess I could have glued, I guess before I totally do this, I should put some glue on here. I did not bother to clean the cover of the book, and I think it's going to be just fine. If I were to leave the cover uncovered, then I probably would clean it. And I've even heard of different products that you can use to clean the books without ruining them. So, by the way, we went thrifting yesterday. My husband and I, we don't go very often. I usually rely on my dear friend Rachel. But we went thrifting and I found 3 little golden books. And where I normally go, we were in another town. And when I normally go here in town, they kind of clump all the little golden books together, and, you know, all of this type of book together and all of that type of book together. But this place, they were all over the place. There were some over here and some over there. And granted, it could have been that customers picked them up and walked around with them and then changed their mind and put them back someplace else. Because I've worked retail for a very long time, and that happens all the time. So that could have been it, but I was able to find 3. I actually found 4, but one was in such bad shape. And it wasn't a story that I was even interested in. It would have been a book that I would have done like I'm doing right now, and covering the cover, but it was in such bad shape. It was like, nah. It's not even worth 50 cents. Oh, look at that. Isn't that fun? This is really good chipboard. And I get 2 pieces of it in a cute size with cute little Corby's name there. I may leave it. I may leave his little cute name right there. And I'm not even thinking I will do the back. I think I will leave the back the way it is. I think it's just the cover I'm going to decorate. So here is my thought. And I don't know whether I'll use the whole quote or not. And if I don't use it on this page, I will definitely use it on the title page. But this book, the theme is do the next right thing. And yes, it comes from Frozen 2. And there's a quote that Grandpappy says in it about basically when you're in your lowest point or your darkest point or whatever, and you really can't see the end, you need to do the next right thing. So my thought is, I've got these cute little fairies. Oh, let me take them out. Well, it might not help. Let's see. Let's see if this will help, or if the ring will. I've got these cute little fairies. Let's see, and they're from a collection called Fairy Hugs. This is one of my favorites. She looks really cute sitting on, I'll do it, I guess this way. But she looks really cute sitting on a snowflake. Yes, she does. Oh, now I'm making a mess. Okay. I am going to skip to the one I want, which is this one. Well, there's this one too. Oh no. I almost think. She looks a little more hesitant, don't you think? Let's see. She looks a little more like, oh, too much. A little more like she's a little hesitant, a little afraid about doing the next right thing, right? Oh, but I love this one too. As I take them all out. There's one more, but it's facing the wrong way. So she's not even being considered. Oh, okay, I guess I'll do this. But she looks confident. And I never felt confident. I felt hesitant. So I'm thinking, put her right there. Oh, I like her size too. So my thoughts are, I was thinking of stepping stones, but I also like the idea, and I have some of like toadstools or mushrooms. And then I'm thinking of putting with vellum some clouded area here, you know, a little darker in the back and a little clouded, and having these stepping stones kind of go like this, although she's right here. And then into the unknown, right? That was the whole message of that movie. Anyway, and it came at just the right time for us because it made a difference in our life. I know, that sounds silly, but it's true. So I'm going to pull out all of my toadstools and all of my clouds and see if I can kind of figure out how I want to do this. Okay, I had several thoughts. So one thought is to have this be like a dandelion that she's stepping on. So that's one thought. There's also a daisy. And she could be on a daisy in this little garden of stuff. I'm thinking of either inking sort of around, like kind of go off to there, because then there's going to be all the clouds, because the path is going to go this way. Oh, this is a cute one too. She could be stepping on that. Or there could be several flowers right in front. You can put a number of different flowers there. This one is just one die. And I could cut it out and have a number of like flowers to use sort of in the background, which I'm seriously considering doing. Okay, and this one has two different kinds of toadstools. So she could be standing on either one of those, or they could also kind of be in the path. And this one is called Funky Toadstool. I've actually never used it, but the moment I saw it, I had to have it, and I've not used it. So that is definitely an idea. So I pulled this out, and I think I'm going to use the vintage photo. I think that gets lost in it. And even after I ironed it, you can still tell that these are accented, but not as much as this vintage photo. Start here and just kind of take care of that. Okay, I decided to start with these two. And I I cut them out of watercolor paper. Because the way these dies are set up, so all of these pieces are in one die. So if I was going to do this as red, which I will, but if I was going to do this as red, then I would have to dye a whole thing red, and then a whole thing another color, and a whole thing another color. And it's just easier to do this in watercolor paper, and then there we go, I got it out. And then color it. So I'm going to pull my colors out. Look at that. Oh, that's going to be so cute. Okay, I'm just going to go over the few techniques that I used on these. This is watercolor paper, and this is just all one piece. And I started out, I just used my Twisted Citron, which is that light green, and I just used my blending tool and used that first. Then I smooshed, but because I didn't want a lot on there, I just used on an edge. So I didn't put like the whole pad down, I just sort of dibbled on the edge and spritzed it, and then did the whole splatter, which, by the way, I probably need to clean this up because I've got some more to color over there. And then I decided the easiest thing to do would be to pull out my watercolor pencils, which are now drying. Okay, before we get going on with this, and if you hear noise in the background, I've got the laundry going. You know, it's still life here in my house, right? I am going to stamp this gal. I'm going to move this out of my way. I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to stamp her on this. Now, you can still find, this is also Tim Holtz, and it's by Tonic, and I absolutely had to have it, and I found it at a good price. You can find them sometimes like on Amazon and stuff. So I guess look for it. One of the things I like about it, and there are others, this one says clear. So if I'm stamping this way with the clear on top, then I'm stamping a clear. This is a clear stamp. So if it says rubber and rubber is on top, then this is deeper and the rubber stamps are thicker. Let me pull one out so you can see the difference. So look at the difference as to how thick this one is and how thick this one is. So you can't use the same side of the platform, as if you put this on the rubber side, it will never touch the page. And if you put this on the clear side, it'll just kind of smash and over smash it. So I want the clear side on top. And I want to put this piece of paper, and I want to make sure I'm doing the smooth side here. And there's these magnetics, and boy, are these magnets strong. You really want to keep them apart. You don't ever want them to get together, because trust me, it's work getting them apart. And I'm going to stamp this, I don't know, I guess probably, I'll give myself a little bit of room for fussy cutting. Okay. Make sure I'm on the right side. Right? Oh, look. See, if it was on the wrong side, then this would not pick up. So you place it down on your paper and then you pick it up. And then you ink it. And I'm going to probably ink it a couple of times just because I want it to be really solid and dark. And I pulled out my Black Soot Archival. So Tim Holtz inks come in Archival, which is permanent. Comes in the Distress colors and just Distress ink. They also come in Oxide. So, and I don't like Oxide as much. There are people that just absolutely love Oxide. I was just at Hobby Lobby yesterday, and the only Tim Holtz inks that they sell are Oxide, which is very unsettling. I was kind of unhappy about that they had the Distress inks in the little minis, like this is a mini one, and they didn't have, you know, this larger size of the Distress ink. So most people, I think, really like the Oxide, and I haven't gotten on the Oxide bandwagon yet, I guess. So, well, let's see. Now that I'm doing this, let's see how that goes. And I'll get out my little presser tool here. See if it inked really good the very first time. Oh, it did. I think we have a one-hit wonder here, so I'm just going to live with that. So I'm going to fussy cut this out. I've been fussy cutting ever since I was a little girl, and we just called it cutting. But now we call it fussy cut, and I understand the term, because instead of doing a die cut over it, or instead of doing, I don't think there was a die cut for this, or instead of just maybe leaving it on an oval or something like that, we're literally gonna cut out. I'm gonna leave a teeny tiny amount of white around the edge. So I still haven't totally decided how I'm going to put these down. I really think I'm going to color yellow, just sort of ink that light yellow, sort of like a little fairy. I have some little teeny tiny stars that I could kind of have trailing her also. I also have some trees I'm planning on putting back there. So, stuff to do, right? But she's awfully cute. I wonder if I should put her like that, or like that. And then maybe another little mushroom right here. That might look like she's doing the next right thing, right? Going to the next mushroom. Okay. Okay, I need to do a few more things. I haven't quite decided what I want to do. I think she gets lost in front of the flowers like that. So I haven't quite decided. So I really think this is a good place to end this first part of this video, and part 2 will be coming very soon. So if you enjoyed this and you're looking forward to seeing what happens next, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.